1051.
It's Power 1051. It's the Breakfast Club. We have some family in the building with us this morning.
Yes, Titty 2 Necklace.
2 Chainz. Good morning, sir.
What's happening?
What's the word, my brother?
Good morning.
You're looking like you're getting 100,000 a verse.
I know you see those sneakers. I like those.
You see the jewelry? Yeah, absolutely.
Are those Giuseppe?
Can we get a loan?
Yeah, they Giuseppe's. You need to cut. You need to cut it out.
Yeah, well, Angela, you just bought a house and she needs some money though.
Well, every time I come, you have a new car. So what's the latest? What's the latest on you? You got a new ride? Anything?
Yeah, there's a new ride outside.
All right, cool. Then let them know. Let them know.
It's a new, it's a little spooky, a little ghosty, but
Yeah.
But maybe you could do a verse for someone and then we just keep the money.
Yeah. Now the thing with the 100,000, which I have been explaining ever since it came out, is that this question was asked to me in London, and so my answer was trying. When they asked me how much I charged for a verse, I asked them what was 100,000 in their currency. I was just in pounds. So I was just trying to show the difference between, currency, and so they was like 60. It'd be 60 pounds or something like that. So that's kind of how. And then it kind of ventured out for now, but there's no secret that I'm one of the most featured people, but it's as far as my business is, what I charge people is definitely on a different scale depending on who, when, what, and all these situations.
You do favors like exchange?
I did swaps before, but I'm in the part of my career now where I just kind of just want to do flat out business.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you ask people what their budget is before you tell them how much you'll charge them?
No, I know what my budget is and what I have to do and what I bring to the table. I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to appreciate. I appreciate what everybody does from in here, hip hop and everything. And just for me, when people come to me and want features, I give them that. I don't shortchange them.
So you know what he's saying, Charlamagne? They say next time we need 2 Chainz to perform at our anniversary party, you ain't gonna put him on your friend's van to take him to the airport.
He can get that. I didn't know he was picking up 2 Chainz in a van. Okay, he told me he had an SUV.
And he was late.
And you're not gonna leave him at the hotel.
That's janky promoters at his finest, man.
Exactly.
No, but you know what, 2 Chainz, you did work very hard to get to the point where now you have to be like, okay, everybody's asking me to do stuff. Now I can't just do it.
Because I won't be hot anymore, and if I wasn't this hot, then people wouldn't ask me to do anything. And so for me right now, I'm really I'm prioritizing the release of my sophomore album, Me Time, in September 10th. And so between now and then, I'm just trying to focus on me. I mean, there's no disrespect to any of my peers in the game. And, it just is what it is, because everybody has been that's already in the game has been in my shoes, one way or another, as far as just having this success. So for me, I just I hope people understand that I haven't changed at all. I feel like I've actually humbled myself, but for me, it's just business. And right now, if this next album doesn't do good, then my phone stops ringing.
No, I feel you. It's hard because a lot of people will ask you to do favors. Even in this room, Charlamagne will ask us to do stuff, but he'll pay us. Because he knows that
I do business. I mean, his family at the end of the day, but if I'm getting paid, I want them to get paid too.
Absolutely. But you know what? I respect Chainz, and I was talking to Self about this the other day. And we were like, when artists come up, they call you all the time. You always can get them on the phone. If you need them, it's never a problem. And then when they put out a record and they start doing well, they're through the roof. You can't get them on the phone no more. You got to talk to the manager. And me and Self was talking the other day. It was like 2 Chainz is probably the one artist that no matter what, he still answers his phone. And I remember one time he hit me. And it was just, he hit me with a 2. I'm like, 2? Who the hell is this 2?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not finna keep ping-ponging with this dude. Like,
he goes, necklace. I'm like, necklace? Necklace what?
I just be giving out these little kids, because I don't know if it's really you. So
what? What was that?
TD2 Necklace.
I got his number right, so I guess he got a new line. So I hit him like, what's happening? He's like, who is this? I'm like, 2. He like, 2 who? I'm like, I can't say Chainz or whatever. I don't know who's. So I'm like, I'm just trying to get him keywords.
What kind of crazy
Probably necklace.
It probably took him a day before he realized.
Yeah, he's like necklace. I'm like, necklace? 2?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
He goes, 2 Chainz. Oh, my bad. What up?
Yeah.
Well, Envy did the same thing to our boss. She texted him and he didn't respond to her because he didn't know who she was. So.
Yeah.
Now, is it hard to do favors for people like Envy when he wasn't a believer in the beginning?
Oh,
Because you got a lot of people who didn't believe in the beginning too.
No, it's not.
You remember stuff like that?
I do remember it, but I don't hold that against anybody, man. Because I mean, it's a lot of things going on in hip hop, and as you see now, you got some people jumping on bandwagons too early.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I understand the respect.
Trinidad James.
I knew that's what you were gonna say, Charlamagne.
But I got my train of thought. But
we were talking about Envy being on the bandwagon.
No, was it? Go ahead.
Nah, it's just like, especially like we call it down south, up top. New York, whatever. You know, for me, it was important for me to earn my respect up here. I didn't want people to, you know, hear one or two lines or hear a song, and you know what I mean? And I just felt like everything happened organic with me, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you come up to Breakfast Club, I feel like this is a big deal. You have to I think sometimes people can come too early, or you know what I mean? And so if I could just mentor some people that just when you do this New York run, you have to be on your, you know what I mean? This one run alone, a few media interviews, it could really shut your whole system down. So for me, you know, I'm of course in a different place. A lot of people wasn't rocking with my campaign. I mean, if I held that against everybody, then you know, I mean, it'd be a lot of animosity. But for me, I reverse it. You know, people ask me to do favors, and they know they didn't mess with me in the beginning. I tell them yes, just to throw them off.
So you're just throwing envy off.
Shut up.
You bring up a good point about, you know, in New York. You think that sometimes maybe they're trying to catch the artists from down south early because they missed so many of them before, so they're letting people up too early.
That could be. I don't know. That could be a thing. I mean, with New York, you know, New York is never gonna die out. This is, you know, the home of hip hop. So they're gonna keep making, you know, significant progress to get that whole thing back here. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I always discuss in a lot of my interviews the influence that Diplomatic Immunity did down south, as far as when Cam dropped the double disc, when you had Wu-Tang, Only Built for Cuban Links. So it's things, of course, Nas records, of course, Hove records. It's things like that help actually influence the way we rock down south, as far as when we was able to understand the lingo, when you had people like Biggie, and we was able to understand some of the dope boy lingo that they brought to the table. So, you know, like for me, I know this was always a goal of mine, just to get that respect. Just so now when I'm listening to the radio in New York, all I hear is, you know, me every other song. And as of recently, every time I get in the come here and like Feds watching, I'm like, okay, we working again. So that means a lot to me.
Now, I also heard that you're coming out with a cookbook.
Yeah, I'm trying to do.
You gonna teach people how to cook dope? You gonna sell it?
Nah, I'm not doing anything involved. My dope is on music now. Okay. I'm cold turkey.
You know the Feds watching, Charlamagne.
Yeah, I'm cold turkey, man. I'm good. You know, that's the thing. I've been in trouble probably more times trying to go platinum than trying to get a brick.
Yeah, you keep getting arrested for like little things.
Yeah, for a lot of small little things. I'm about to stop it, man. I know some of my white fans is like, you got one more chance, buddy. We're not gonna mess with you anymore.
But they throw those cases out. It just be like, oh, he had some marijuana and you get arrested.
They don't hire a weed carrier.
He had a ring, he got arrested.
Yeah. You had that level where you need a weed carrier.
And all these things you're talking about, I don't have anything on me. That's what I'm saying. I got
paraphernalia.
I went for a grinder that wasn't on me, that had nothing in it. Went to trial. They put somebody on the stand. The police lied.
Wow.
It was deep over a grind. I've never been to trial before. I've always figured out a way not to go to trial.
Right.
You know, the 4-finger ring in the airport here. It's just a different thing. But, you know, for me, man, I stay prayed up, and I'm trying to learn from a lot of my mistakes and from other people's mistakes, too, man. I plan on being around, being a fixture in the game, so.
All right, back to this cookbook.
Back to the cookbook. The cookbook, I'm trying to have that come with the deluxe packaging of my album. The idea behind the cookbook is I post a lot of pictures that gets a lot of responses from the hip-hop community. One time I had Snoop call me like, boy, nephew, what the hell you doing? You making the whole world hungry, nephew. Like, I need some recipes. So I was just thinking like, man, you know, maybe I do eat, you know, foreign to some people, because when I post a lot of pics, people say I eat like I'm white. I eat like I'm on a diet.
Yeah. You eat like you white.
Bro, fam, this is, you know what I mean? So
no chicken?
Yeah, I mean, right. Nah, I eat chicken. I don't eat beef or pork, but I eat chicken, seafood, and then for me, bro, I do tons of shows. I'm on the road a lot. I had a whole full day of media yesterday. I shot a video. Me and Fab shot the video last night. I had to get up this morning, do this. So for me, I have to eat properly in order for me to continue running like this. Right. I have major stomach issues. Somebody that has over 8 ulcers on, I have acid reflux. I got about 4 pillows I have to sleep on. I can't lay flat. It's just things to prevent me from feeling the way I feel when I don't feel good. And every time I get sick, I tell myself I do not ever want to feel like this again.
Right.
And so I want to indulge in things like lemonade, ice cream. There's tons of things that I just can't. Orange juice, I can't do that anymore. These things, I can't drink alcohol, you know what I'm saying, and things of this nature, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to find a little wine that I can rock with, because that's like, drinking is a big part of socializing in hip hop, you know what I mean. All these bottles come out, everybody be, these little whatever rockets, and
Right,
they
right.
play a song
Sparklers.
for
Rockets.
You know me, just be like, yo, 2 Chainz. I'll be like another one of them,
Have a
waters.
bottle of
I be
wine.
getting the fancy waters.
Yep.
Think I be balling.
All you gotta do is order the bottles and pour them for the hoes.
Yeah,
That's all. You
I'm
don't gotta
not
drink.
into. I ain't
They don't
studying
want
none
to
of
buy
that.
drinks for everybody.
I've seen people steal from me, and I'm just looking at them like I've seen people like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like, I don't even care about.
Oh, I'm known
about
for that.
yeah.
Let me see 8 bottles on your
But
table.
you know,
ain't gonna
you're
miss
very
one.
right about this diet thing, because us getting up early when we first started doing this show, Envy used to eat 2 donuts every morning, and a bunch of other like just crap like.
Probably for energy. Thought it was for energy because
Right.
it was sweet.
But he used to have an attitude, act real stank, get emotional.
That's because
And
he's light skinned. That don't got nothing to do with
Shut
his
up.
diet.
And I told him it's his diet. I said, you got to stop eating that stuff because that's what's making you crash so early. So now we do
Crash,
the green
definitely.
tea in the morning. He's juicing now.
Yeah,
He's drinking
I eat healthy
estrogen.
now.
It's a
Yeah.
different feeling. It's a different
Absolutely.
energy. It's a different performance in the bedroom. It's a different performance on stage. It's a different performance as far as appearance, how you feel, being hydrated. You know what I mean?
I thought you had a chef though.
I do. I don't cook these meals. I have a chef.
So your chef is doing the
your
cookbook.
chef ghost wrote the cookbook.
Yes, definitely. Me and him are doing it together. You know, of course, I got my favorite. He's a chef that could probably cook, ribs and all kind of different things. But for me, I have like a select thing that I eat. So I'm just trying to highlight that with each of the songs, trying to keep it kind of conceptual, but at the same time, trying to do something different besides put in a DVD of my shows or B scenes of tour life in the bus and a crap game or something. I don't want to do
Can you
that.
cook at all?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Other
Yes.
than-
Just check.
Other than what you used to cook.
Yeah, man. Actually, yeah.
Now your chef goes with you everywhere, right?
Yes, he does.
So where does he go? So
a lot of the times, except on the plane, it's hard for hotels to let us get their kitchen. They be tripping about letting us get their trap. So it's better when I'm on a tour bus. I redid the whole inside. I got a whole oven. I got a refrigerator like you got the crib in there, you know what I mean, the thing. So it's better when I'm on a tour bus, and it's better for me too, like having stomach issues and stuff like that. If I fly too much, I can get nauseated a lot, you know what I mean. If it's just, you know what I mean, it just depends on what I've eaten and things like that. So for me, I just try to play it safe so I can be there when my name is called. I never know who want to feature, who want a video, whatever show.
Now Ludacris was here recently, and he said he's still eating off 2 Chainz. Did that bother you at all to hear him say that?
I mean, it didn't bother me, but I think it bothered people around me. I had a lot of, and it's funny that it came up because I was like, Charlamagne, that's my dog. I know he's gonna ask me the same question, but like 4 other people asked me before I got here, and I was kind of like, damn, I want Charlamagne to ask me. but for the most part, man, people want me to, probably say something negative and do something negative, so I don't. You know what I mean? Truth of the matter is, I've been wanting to lead a label, you know what I'm saying? And when I left, they was like, I guess they knew or had some type of vision that I wasn't going to stop there because I was turned up when I left, and I told them. And so, yeah, I had to pay to leave. And I don't know who else. I'm not in everybody else's business. I don't even know who else is on the roster of DTP, but the amount of money that I paid them is not going to balance out where I went my trajectory.
Now.
It didn't, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I mean? It's
So in other words,
100,000. Let's talk about it. It's
It was
100,000. Yeah,
Okay.
it's 100,000. It's a couple of albums. It's 3 people over there since he want to put the business out. That's 100 divided into 3. It's 100 divided into y'all.
It's one verse.
Okay, so it's 100,000 split 3 ways. Gotcha.
Yeah, but not even to be in the business like that, man. I mean, like I say, bro, I can never we're probably gonna naturally, because when you know somebody for a long time, you know what triggers them, certain things like that. But like I explained, like at the end of the day, we came up being family, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm gonna have days where I'm gonna be, and they know when I have attitudes and piss, and probably him too. But at the same time, I'm mature enough. I'm blessed. I'm in a situation where, like, who ever knew that I could be, in the background, being a background dancer, singer, whatever the hell that is, and then just kind of like, become, one of the, main people that people want to see on all stages across the world. So that's the blessing I get, you know what I mean? It's a business, and I learn from it. Not only did I learn a lot from the previous situation that I was in, but I learned from that. Right. And, it is what it is. There's no such thing. I learned this a long time ago when dealing with that situation, that there was really no such thing as loyalty, period. Like out here, period. People say it, not just dealing with that, but just period. And I was someone that kind of tried to take this these grassroots that you have from the streets and apply it to something that's in this music industry, and it just doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't work all the time. So for me, I don't have anything negative to say. DTP, actually, Chris was the first person to give me a bank account. I didn't even have a bank account. I just had like shoe boxes of money. He was like, I want to give you some money. I'm like, and he's like, I can't.
I can't give you a check and you put it in your shoebox.
Yeah, he's like, boy, I got, so he's like, man, you ain't got an account? I'm like, nah, bro, like whatever. So that's one thing that was growth for me. You know what I'm saying? But I have multiple accounts now. And
did you feel like he should have just let you go though, and not made you pay to get out of it, or do you understand why that happened?
I mean, I understand now. At that time, I didn't, because I felt like they didn't do. I felt like it just should have been an amicable split.
They didn't push Player Circle the way they should have.
I mean,
so he should have kind of let you just slide out.
But that, you don't know if it's them. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at, they was a machine inside a machine. You know, you got Def Jam. It could be people, like, you can point, and especially being in the position I'm at now and kind of like paying bills up at Def Jam, you get to know and kind of get educated on certain things and how things move and what make them move. And so, bro, like I said, I'm just a more mature person, man. I can't reiterate how blessed I am.
You seem happy now, boy.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. Like, I think some people try to compensate for not being happy by doing certain things. Right. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm a trap dude that's trying to do a cookbook. Like, I don't care what nobody say or think about me. Think about it, bro. I'm one of them people. I don't care what y'all say, what you do. I know y'all watching my Instagram. You don't know what you want to know what kind of shoes these is. You want to know what kind of jewelry this is. Right. You want to know how, because I'm so into like being me and having this self-esteem about being a confident individual, that some people that don't have that confidence have to throw stuff around and whatever. Now, I don't want to do movies at this point because I'm killing rappers. I don't want to do no movies. They send them to me. I send them back. I don't want to do your movie.
Now, me and Charlamagne and Angela Yee, we did a topic about a month ago, and it was the situation that happened in San Francisco, and people were upset that you didn't basically get shot and die.
Yeah, they wanted you to fight for your life.
They
wanted you dead. And they were mad you didn't die.
You supposed to jet Liam. You supposed to take the gun from him, beat him with the gun.
So explain what happened. Explain the whole story. I know you explained it a bunch of times. Explain.
I'll explain it for y'all. This is good. It's entertaining. San Francisco is one of my favorite places on the map.
Right.
They have, it's legal to basically indulge in marijuana out there. It's legal. I have a car, it's legal. It's legal. So anytime I go out to San Francisco, I like to try to invite my friends from home, because it's a place that it's a beautiful city, and then it's not even about, women or nothing at all. It's just about just getting together and just getting high. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so at this particular time, I flew like 4 of my homeboys up to San Francisco from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I was in Portland. Or Seattle. I was in Seattle, and so they got to San Francisco before I did. Mm-hmm. And so after talking to road management, talking to me, I was like, y'all can either go to the room, or y'all can go to the dispensary and wait till I get there. You know what I'm saying? And so my homie Dollar, Player Circle, he was there. He was like, bro, I just got some bad news about Steve. And I'm like, what's up with Steve? Which is his uncle. He was like, he just passed. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. And this happened from the time he came from the house and landed. So he was like, bro, I just need to, I could just tell where he was going with it. So I was like, go to the dispensary, go get your mind right. I'll be there maybe 2 or 3 hours. Now, between the time I got there, which was 2 or 3 hours, I don't know, what took place, because I was, of course, talking to the dispensary, and I know people knew that I was coming because I got like 4 dudes in there probably talking ratchet from Atlanta. They got bags. They buying everything they can see. They got all these toys on getting high. Mm-hmm. And so, I guess what happened was because the footage they got out was from like a computer store that was down the street. It wasn't from the dispensary. But after talking to them and actually getting their footage, they said the dudes, I guess, was waiting outside maybe like an hour after my friends came. Mm-hmm. But I didn't come for 3 hours, so they left and probably came back 15 minutes before I came. So I was walking. I never forget it. Like, my mind, just remembers and recalls a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I remember calling, telling people I was on the way. We deep, we come, and I remember getting out of the van and like, damn, what? I got out too early. I remember looking around, saying, "Where's the dispensary?" And I remember they was like down there. So in my mind, I was like, I should be boozy and tell them, pull me in front. That's what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't want to be like that. I promise, all this is going through my mind.
Right.
So my boy G says, tie your shoe. I tie my shoe. You know, I don't let my shoes never be. For some reason, I remember all this stuff. Boom. We walking. I'm walking ahead. I remember everything that was going on. So I'm like, I remember saying, I smell that gas. We getting close. I remember saying this. And so my cousin was like, man, I still ain't got my weed card. And I said, that was the last thing I remember saying. And then it was this little guy that walked out. He had on a bunch of baggy clothes, but he went to like this black Lincoln that was in front of me.
Right.
And I remember just watching him because he had on all these baggy clothes, and he went to this Lincoln, and it had these little numbers on the door that I've never seen anybody use when they go in car doors. You know, when they used to have like little,
the
little code.
Yeah.
I've never seen, so not that he used that, but I just remember paying attention to that, saying I've never seen anybody use that. Probably about half a second later, I see this big 357. I don't even see who got it. I just hear somebody saying, yo, we can't say certain things on here, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. But I see the gun, but like I'm fluent in street stuff. The gun is too, like us a 357. It's too big to hold with one hand. Right. So people was making jokes like he was skipping. You can't like shoot it with one hand. This is not the movies. Right. That's why the first dude didn't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So he just kind of came up and was like kind of aiming down. My cousin kind of grabbed, you know what I'm saying, to divert him. So I took off. And when I took off, I ran into the street to another dude with a gun. That's when I knew it was real. This wasn't punk. These guys, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo. So in my mind, I'm like, you know, these boys trying to kill him. So then they start shooting. We in downtown San Francisco, it's like 4 o'clock. So, you know, I hear all these things about people were scattering. It was like downtown, like it's like shooting out here at 4. Right. The whole San Francisco was moving. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, after that, you know, I ran. Of course, people saw me slip and all that. And so when dude ran up on me, I had on jogging pants, these snakeskin jogging pants. I had on a jacket with a hood on it. I had a wallet chain. It was a Versace wallet chain. It looks like it could be a chain, but it was hanging out my coat pocket right here, like hanging like a chain like this. And I think he thought he was snatching my
he thought
jewelry.
It was your chain, right?
Yeah. So when you pull it, that's why I put up, you know what I'm saying, an ID that cost me $5 and a card. Yeah, because I was like, soon as that happened, I had a summer jam down there. I went out there and turned up and said, can't none of y'all stop this? You know what I'm saying? When I got there, the police thought it was real because like I had bullet fragments in my hair, so they thinking I'm just off animosity because I'm turned. They like, you may be shot, sit down. I've been shot before. I ain't shot, let's do it. I'm turned. Ain't nobody, you know, so that was my whole attitude. And until the, you know, calling home and just telling moms I'm good and all that, and until the footage came out, that's when people was like, Charlamagne called me like, yo, that was real. And so for me, like, it happened so fast, I didn't remember going into the street. I didn't remember none of that stuff. All I remember was that nothing happened, nothing got taken besides something that I don't even never, like now, I don't never have ID. I just came straight from the airport. I don't walk around with my ID. So for that to happen, it took maybe 3 minutes to cancel 2 cars and whatever. So I didn't feel salty. I didn't feel some type of way. I came from the trenches. I have been a felon since I was 15 years old. 15, possession of cocaine. I'm not allowed to carry guns. I say it creatively in songs, but I'm smart enough. If I have a gun, it's an automatic 5 years from where I'm from. Right. I've been through everything that everybody's trying to go through now, I've done it. I don't want to go through it no more. I went to juvie. I did all that stuff that I don't even highlight in my music. I don't highlight in interviews, period. I was happy that I was able to vote for Obama. That was my first time being able to do anything like that because I've been a felon. Right. So when I learned about that, that's why I started doing the right to vote, because it was interesting to me because I felt like I've been violated before I was old enough to even know better. So for a lot of people that had all this, it just really, for me, I fell back. I was like, yo, people ain't really that happy.
Does it bother you when you look on Twitter and you see people say things like, oh, you should have fought, you shouldn't have ran?
Yeah, I should have did. No, it doesn't, because like these people on Twitter, like and
everybody got a plan until something goes down.
Right. Yeah, like, I mean, this is what happens, you know, in my personal opinion. That could have been, you know, the NYP, it could have been anybody. NYLA, when somebody has a jump on you, aim, it's hard for you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Hard for you to do anything except what your instincts tell you.
You gotta get out of there. You see me scatter.
I have great instincts, yeah,
right.
And yeah. See, but you know, not no offense to you, but like it was like these boys, like, and then the thing with me is the first dude, I wasn't really tripping on him. I was like, I'm gonna dip on him. The second dude knew how to handle a pistol. Right. I could tell he was running. He knew how to handle a pistol. His hoodie came. He knew how to handle a pistol. And then he started aiming. Like them boys wasn't shooting in the air. That's what. Like I started ducking. That's what made me slip. Like trying to run and get low. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I wasn't gonna be like, you know, freeze, stop, and just do like this or whatever. I had on chains. I had on all that stuff. But it wasn't a situation where I was gonna like, you know, take stuff off. So it's just an instinct. I have moved on.
Right.
I just think like a lot of people. What I learned is a lot of people did care. A lot of people called it. I was like, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people like you straight. And I'm like, I'm cool. And then there's a lot of people that may watch something like TMZ that's irritating a lot of entertainers and stuff like that, and they may see that. And then, like, try to come with negative things about what they would have did.
Right.
Until you get in that situation, you don't know what you
Man, that's a
did.
357 Magnum. That will blow your head off.
It's like with that, you have to hold it with like two hands.
Right.
You can't, and if you shoot it, the trajectory is going to automatically probably go down because you can't lift it up. So, like I said, I wasn't worried about the first guy. The fact that it was two guys, one wallet, two guns, and all that, I feel like I came out pretty cool.
When you were on the ground and he was over, did you ever feel like, man, this is about to be over for me?
Nah, because he couldn't breathe. He was tired from running after me. I just heard him like breathing hard. He definitely came up on top of me, but he came on top. And I think when he looked down, because I hadn't slipped, you know what I mean? My phones fell. He didn't take like my phones fell. And I think, like I said, I think he thought he had something.
Right.
When he pulled it, it's just like, I think he was like, it was too late. You know
Now, when
what
they
I'm saying?
posted that wallet, like, couldn't they find out? Not to say that I'm sure the police had to know where they
Like,
posted the stuff
I didn't,
from.
I left like when the police came and I had, I knew I didn't want to be a part of, an investigation. It's a very, like, I feel like it's a very easy case. It's 4:00. It's cameras everywhere. These people shooting, they posting pics and stuff like that. But I didn't.
Right.
I had a lady call me, just like out the blue. She just had questions and asked me, "Do you think that's like funny that somebody shot at you in the daytime and nothing happened? Like, you think that's normal?" So I didn't think about it. I'm like, I never thought about it. She was just like, it's a little strange that this happened in a major market with gunshots,
Right.
and everything went off and nobody has questioned you. Like the police, then when they came to try to question me, I was like, I'm cool, man. Let's get out of here. And then after that, nothing really happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't try to come at them and anything like that. I moved on. It's like for me, it's a part of the superstar evolution. It's like I'm starting to get it now. Because I go a lot of places without.
Well, they made it seem
people-
like you weren't cooperating with the police. That's how the story came out. Like, 2 Chainz refused to
Nah,
cooperate.
man, it wasn't that, man. They came and said what happened, and I said, if you can't figure out what happened, then we good.
And why did you initially announce that nothing happened at all?
Because it wasn't nothing that happened. That's what I'm saying. I brushed it off. I went on. That's why when I went on Twitter and told them people, like, when stuff happens in hip hop that I've known, when people take chains, when people take stuff, they post it. So that was something to kind of like
Bait them.
at the same time.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
At the same time, you know what I mean? Which was the same thing. And so then. And then it was the show that you ain't got no. So then you just post like ID of some place I don't even stay anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just like, I never got down. I know I got an album, I got a project. I wasn't phased, I wasn't hurt, I ain't have any bruises. You just got to think how, like for me, I just realized I had an angel around. For me to get up and then, stuff like I really, for me to just have things like in my head, I'm like, yo, what if this would have hit me? It probably could have, I probably wouldn't be, talking so tough. Certain people like y'all, I don't mind explaining to, but that's just really what happened. So that's why I went on and posted the rules about, robbing and all that and where I come from as far as robbing and what I feel like robbery is. And snatching wallets goes under pickpocketing.
Right.
So does that mean now moving forward,
Identity theft. That's what that goes on.
Right.
you don't want people to know like where you're going to be? Like perhaps now you don't want people to go ahead of you and talk about, okay, 2 Chainz is coming.
Yeah, I
Does
mean,
that make you do
could-
things a little differently, like when you show up places and?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I had to change some things around to keep the ship rolling and everything. But I don't think you make these changes, you do things. But like like Jim, when I came to New York a long time ago, and Jim used to tell me, Jim Jones used to tell me all the time, like security is very important. Like he used to have these conversations, and I didn't used to get like I'd be in New York and I had people up here, slow bucks and a few people. They used to rush me to cars, and I should be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They be like, bro, this New York, bro. And I didn't, I'm just so like, I don't think nothing can happen. So this was something that, it was just a sign showing that something can't happen, just to be on your P's and Q's, in which I was. I kind of like, used them point guard skills, so I was able to see peripheral and everything.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean?
Well, we're glad you made it out safe, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, did you send Kanye West the baby gift, him and Kim?
No, I didn't send him a baby gift, man. But I
No
talked
leather
to him.
pampers?
Leather Panthers. He's
That guy's
stupid,
so
yo.
hot
Don't
right
tell him
now.
how long you been sitting on that.
Yeah, he probably waiting for you.
Yeah,
Waiting
baby,
for
a
that.
baby get a rash.
He wrote that a week ago.
Nah, but we've been talking about definitely about my project and the trajectory of me as an artist. This has been my second album, just really trying to show people what me time is about.
What about him as a brother? You know, like sometimes when your brother does things that
Is that really your
is
brother?
not good, yeah, that's family.
Nah, we closer than people think. That's straight up. That's my brother right
Now,
there.
if I do something that's a little ill, Charlamagne will call me. He'll check me. Do you ever call Kanye and be like, "You overreacting a little bit, bro"?
Not about the stuff that's been in the news lately, but like when we was just working on on his project and things of that nature. Like, you know, Ye wanted to say a lot of things, and I wouldn't say it right then, but it's like sometimes, you know, I sit and think about it. I'm like, I need to find a creative way to tell him I don't know how people go. Like when I first heard a lot of Ye's album, before people heard, I said, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of hip hop quotables on CNN. That's what I told him. Not like I was talking about at the bottom. When they be saying, Ye just said,
Right,
I was
right,
like,
right,
I don't
right,
know.
right.
You know, that was just my way of saying, I don't know.
Right.
You know, that was
This
my
don't
way.
sound like the streets gonna be rocking with
I
you.
mean, no, I didn't say that. I'm just like, you know, some things they'll come up on MTV or on BET for artists, but when you go on CNN, it might be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So, but for him, he likes to push the envelope. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate being under somebody like that for somebody like me who's trying to grow outside of the trapping artists.
Now, you haven't given a lot of details on your new album that's coming out September 10th. All I know so far is that Pharrell is on it.
That's right. That's about it.
You ain't gonna tell
I
us no
wanted
more?
Dollar on that Feds watching though.
Me and Dollar got a dope song together. But Fez is watching.
It just sound like a Player Circle record to me.
Fez is watching didn't sound like any record I've ever done before. It just showed like it just looked like the evolution of Titty Boy, man. With Pharrell came in, he played. Well, he didn't play any joints. I played half of my album for him. And at this time, I felt like I already had my single. And so he got in this, you know, I know people heard the story. He leaving the Grammys, he got on his tux. And, you know what I mean? I'm in the studio. Like, he came in there with his bow tie. You know, we're in a work environment, you know. And he came in all, you know what I mean, you know him, just too suave
Mr.
and
Proper,
stuff.
yeah.
So I played a few joints for him, and he actually made the beat in my face, which was dope. And like I say, bro, he's worked with so many like, you know, hip hop giants. It felt good to be in his presence, and it felt good to deliver. I did the song basically right in front of him. You know what I mean? I like doing that too. No pen, no pad, just go in and just, you know what I mean, so people can be like, okay, bro, you kind of dope. And I'm just earning that respect as I go. So it was a good look. We put it out. The video's been getting good responses. Just getting geared up for the next one, man. I'm excited about the album. I'm excited about the producers I work with. I'm excited about some of these features that people don't realize I have right now. It's about to go down.
So the album's pretty much done.
Yeah, the album pretty much done. So I'm sorry a lot of people are calling me, texting me, asking me what my email is once Feds came out. But if you know me, once Feds came out, I was already
Done. Ready
about
to go.
done. Yeah, like I don't chase. You know what I'm saying? You know, so for me, it's like, and then you may have some dopeness, but I don't want to throw off all the things that I got. Right now, I'm in the process of doing sequences and things like that. You know what I mean? So I just try to stay ahead of the curve, stay ahead of the ball. So I'm still accepting beats. I work every day. That's the thing people don't realize. I didn't say, today I'm going to start working on boats too. I just never stop working. Every day I record, and then, of course, it's time to drop a new project. It's time to have a new rollout. It's time to have a new plan, and that's what happened, you know, for me.
Where do you feel you're at as far as like consumers? Because you know it's the type of business where they love you, they hate you, then they love you again. Where you think you at right now?
Consumers, I think you know, like I say, you know, we have our ups and downs. I had a lot of ups, a couple downs, but they didn't affect me. I brushed them off. And so the consumer, I think, for the most part, they rock with me. Like my fan base has grown to the point where I can see some of the black people in the crowd. See them like, what up, bro? 45, you know, I can see them because I'm going to Norway, I'm going to London, and you can just, you know, you can see. So for me, like my fan base has grown. I like to call it mainstream ratchet. I've taken my scientific equation, which is making something for strippers, and it has went across seas, and it's lucrative. It's getting the whole crew paid.
When you see that, do you just want to leave these alone? Because you know they shooting and they fighting in the club.
No, I can't do that. Like that's a plus. Like for me to be able to have a great fan base, to be able to collaborate with a lot of different genres of music, and to still keep my streets is what people wish for that. Mm-hmm. People either go too far pop and try to come back, which doesn't make sense a lot of times, or they go so far street that they can't cross over.
Gotcha.
So for me to walk that line and be able to have that balance between, between being able to do a Coachella or a VMAs, but at the same
Two broke girls.
Yeah, two broke girls, right? To be able to do that, but at the same time, like I always say, Memphis, to be able to go back to Memphis and do a show and people really respect and respond to it means a lot to me.
Yeah, it's good. You still do what you do and you let people come to you. You don't go chasing other things.
Exactly.
That's one thing I say about 2 Chainz. You stand your ground. I mean, even with shows. Like Chainz is not that artist that you're gonna book in any other club for any other dollar. You stand your ground with shows regardless, and I think you're gonna. I was talking to somebody as far as touring is concerned. They was like, he's one of those artists that's gonna tour a long time. Yeah. Because he respects himself. So he doesn't go chase the check. He lets the check chase him.
Yeah, and I think like looking at hip hop, I was just overseas with Tribe Called Quest. Like hip hop is very much like they let you eat. You get a couple songs, you can eat. Like birthday song ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. It's not gonna go. I got a couple records that I perform. I don't want to say 10, but maybe 3, 4, 5 years from now that'll still get a reaction. Because when I do Duffel Bag Boys, which is from 07, I still get the and that was 6 years ago. So
Trinidad James can still get a check a few years from now. Is what you're saying?
Why you keep bringing him up, Charlamagne? That's his label mate.
I saw the interview and y'all, don't do that.
That's my guy, man.
Okay, then don't do that, man, because he was in.
He wasn't saying that to him.
That's my man.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. See, that's the thing, man. You acting like you from New York now, man.
Hey, watch that.
You a country boy, man. You act like you from New
That's
York,
my
man.
Me and Trinidad James had the same conversation.
New York people can't wait to all on you.
Nah, that ain't
true.
true.
What I'm saying?
That ain't
Come
true.
on, man.
That ain't true.
That's not true. I'm from New York. I don't act like that.
That ain't true.
Oh, please. Angela, you the man want to be like, don't talk to them if they can't get in VIP. Angela, we was in VIP one night. Angela, told me don't look in nobody's eyes. We can't get in VIP. I was like, God damn.
Now, come on. You know me better than that.
Definitely said
in the
that.
club. VIP segregation.
You don't even know where we was at.
Yeah, you definitely said. I know. He told me you said that. As soon as y'all got back, and you said, yeah, you said that. Matter of fact, you told me the person. It was a. Who was it that was out there?
I don't remember who it was because I
was
ain't
an artist that was out there.
If he knew, he'll say it.
I don't remember.
If I really said that, come on.
You did. That's why she's looking like that. Well, 2 Chainz, we look forward to hearing your album. I know you're gonna come back when the album comes out, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll come back. We got to, man. As soon as I heard we had to do Breakfast Club, I was excited. I've been knowing Angela forever. You know what I'm saying? We good.
I was just talking about interviews I did with you back in the day, and a lot of crazy things used to happen that you would witness.
Yeah, I still do. Well, let me take that back. I try not to witness too much. I mind my own business. I try to live in a bubble. Charlamagne been supporting us since Player Circle. So it's just genuine when we come here. It's organic. I'm never, a lot of people are intimidated to come here because they know Charlamagne got a lot of a lot of stuff to really knock them off their rocker. But for me, even if it was like that, I wouldn't be intimidated coming here. It's a good feeling. I appreciate it. Like I said, this is a market that you got to come. You got to walk your dogs. You got to, it is what it is. You got to, explain your stories. You got to let them know what's going on.
Plus, we're syndicated in 52 markets on the weekend.
I
so you
definitely
know
didn't know
really
that.
52 markets. We on in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We on
94.5.
Streets 94.5.
Y'all popping.
Yeah, so
When this happened?
About a couple months ago, white man cut the check.
You got to. That's. You didn't even let me ask you. You didn't even let me.
So
ask
it's a good place to be.
So you know what that means. So the album comes out September. Our anniversary is coming up a month after that. We need that same price that you charged us for the first
last
time.
year. Yeah. Well, that's what it's supposed to be better than
I would
the last
feel
time.
disrespectful. That would be disrespectful.
That means Envy hasn't changed at all. Listen,
we all haven't changed, right?
Envy just buying cars in New York where they gonna either wreck them or the potholes gonna mess them up anyway. I was asking last night, like, who owns a car, and people was telling me like it's kind of like a luxury up here because, I guess all these cabs or whatever. So, but Envy has about 7 cars.
Yeah, we got a lot of cars.
I want y'all to know that he has more cars than me.
The Bentley Mufasa, the Ghost.
But he wants financial favors. I mean, go figure.
Nah, when you do that, can't nobody buy you nothing to eat no more, fam. You just keep that in mind. You always got the
Your
tab.
treat, boo.
I always got the
Yeah. But I appreciate the love. 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. The Breakfast Club is Power 105.1.
Yeah.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday morning 6 to 10.
Only on Power 105.1.
Power 105.1.
It's Power 105.1. It's the Breakfast Club. We have some family in the building with us this morning.
Yes, Titty 2 Necklace.
2 Chainz. Good morning, sir.
What's happening?
What's the word, my brother?
Good morning.
You're looking like you're getting 100,000 a verse.
I know you see those sneakers. I like those.
You see the jewelry? Yeah,
What are those?
absolutely.
Are those Giuseppe?
Can we get a loan?
Yeah, they Giuseppe's. You need to cut. You know, man. You need to cut it out.
Yeah, well, Angeline just bought a house and she needs some money though.
Well, every time I come, you have a new car. So what's the latest? What's the latest on you? E? You got a new ride?
Yeah, there's a new ride outside.
All right, cool. Then let them know. Let them know.
It's a
B.
new, it's a little spooky, a little ghosty, but
But maybe
anyway.
maybe you could do a verse for someone and then we just keep the money.
Yeah. Now the thing with the 100,000, which I have been explaining ever since it came out, is that this question was asked to me in London, and so my answer was trying. When they asked me how much I charged for a verse, I asked them what was 100,000 in their currency. I was just in pounds. So I was just trying to show the difference between, currency, and so they was like 60. It'd be 60 pounds or something like that. So that's kind of how. And then it kind of ventured out for now, but there's no secret that I'm one of the most featured people time in September 10th, and so between now and then, I'm just trying to focus on me. I mean, there's no disrespect to any of my peers in the game, and it just is what it is, because everybody has been that's already in the game has been in my shoes, one way or another, as far as just having this success. So for me, I just I hope people understand that I haven't changed at all. I feel like I've actually humbled myself. But for me, it's just business, and right now, if this next album doesn't do good, then my phone stops ringing.
No, I feel you. It's hard because a lot of people will ask you to do favors. Even in this room, Charlamagne will ask us to do stuff, but he'll pay us because he knows that.
I do business. I mean, his family at the end of the day, but if I'm getting paid, I want them to get paid too.
Absolutely. But I respect Chainz, and I was talking to Soph about this the other day, and we were like, when artists come up, they call you all the time. You always can get them on the phone. If you need them, it's never a problem. And then when they put out a record and they start doing well, they're through the roof. You can't get them on the phone no more. You got to talk to the manager. And me and Self was talking the other day. It was like 2 Chainz is probably the one artist that no matter what, he still answers his phone. And I remember one time he hit me, and it was just he hit me with a 2. I'm like, 2? Who the hell is this 2?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not finna keep ping-ponging with this dude. Like,
he goes, necklace. I'm like, necklace? Necklace
I
what?
just be giving out these little keys, because I don't know if this really you. So
Yeah, what was that?
Man,
TD2 necklace.
I got his number right, so I guess he got a new line. So I hit him like, "What's happening?" Like, "Who is this?" I'm like, 2. He like, 2 who? I'm like, I can't say Chainz or whatever. I don't know who. So I'm like, I'm just trying to give him keywords.
What kind of crazy
Probably
text
took him
combo?
It probably took him a day before he realized.
Yeah, he's like necklace. I'm like, necklace? 2? Who the hell is this? He goes, 2 Chainz. Oh, my bad. What up?
Well, Envy did the same thing to our boss. She texted him and he didn't respond to her because he didn't know who she was. So.
Yeah.
Now, is it hard to do favors with people like Envy when he wasn't a believer in the beginning?
Oh,
Because you got a lot of people who didn't believe in the beginning too.
No,
Chainz.
it's not.
Do you remember stuff like that?
I do remember it, but I don't hold that against anybody, man. Because it's a lot of things going on in hip hop, and as you see now, you got some people jumping on bandwagons too early. You know what I mean? So I understand the respect.
Trinidad James.
I knew that's what you were going to say, Charlamagne.
You got my train of thought, but
We were talking about Envy being on the bandwagon.
No, was it? Go ahead.
Nah, it's just like, especially, like we call it down south, up top, New York, whatever. For me, it was important for me to earn my respect up here. I didn't want people to, hear 1 or 2 lines or hear a song, and you know what I mean. And I just felt like everything happened organic with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. But it's as far as my business is, what I charge people is definitely on a different scale, depending on who, when, what, and all these situations.
You
But
do
that-
favors like
that-
exchange?
I did swaps before, but I'm in the part of my career now where I just kind of just want to do flat out business. Just
That's
like,
what I'm talking about.
Do you ask people what their budget is before you tell them how much you'll charge them?
No, I know what my budget is and what I have to do and what I bring to the table. I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to appreciate. I appreciate what everybody does from in here, hip hop and everything, and just for me. When people come to me and want features, I give them that. I don't shortchange them.
So you know what he's saying, Charlamagne? He say next time we need 2 Chainz to perform at our anniversary party,
Yeah,
you ain't gonna put him on your friend's van to take him to the airport.
He can get that.
I
I didn't know he was picking up 2 Chainz in a van. Okay, he told me he had an SUV.
No, and he was late.
And you're not gonna leave him
Man,
at the
that's
hotel.
janky promoters at its finest, man.
Exactly.
No, but you know what, 2 Chainz, you did work very hard to get to the point where now you have to be like, okay, everybody's asking me to do stuff. Now I can't just do it?
Because I won't be hot anymore, and if I wasn't this hot, then people wouldn't ask me to do anything. And so for me right now, I'm really I'm prioritizing the release of my sophomore album. When you come up to Breakfast Club, I feel like this is a big deal. You have to I think sometimes people can come too early, or you know what I mean. And so if I could just mentor some people that just get high, when you do this New York run, you have to be on your, you know what I mean. This one run alone, a few media interviews, it could really shut your whole system down. So for me, I'm of course in a different place. A lot of people wasn't rocking with my campaign. I mean, if I held that against everybody, then it'd be a lot of animosity. But for me, I reverse it. People ask me to do favors, and they know they didn't mess with me in the beginning. I tell them yes, just to throw them off.
So you're just throwing envy off.
Shut up.
You bring up a good point about in New York. You think that sometimes maybe they're trying to catch the artists from down south early because they missed so many of them before, so they're letting people up too early.
That could be. I don't know. That could be a thing. I mean, with New York, New York is never gonna die out. This is the home of hip hop, so they're gonna keep making significant progress to get that whole thing back here. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I always discuss in a lot of my interviews the influence that Diplomatic Immunity did down south, as far as when Cam dropped the double disc, when you had Wu-Tang, Only Built for Cuban Links. So it's things, of course, Nas records, of course, Hove records. It's things